I seriously do not know how it's already the midpoint of 2026. I don't know where the first half of this year has gone. Time is going by so fast. And I wanted to do a favorites video. Somehow I have never done a favorites video in the last 6 years of me making YouTube videos and any kind of content online. I have never made a favorites video, and people love these. I love watching them. And I thought since we're halfway through the year, it would be a good opportunity for me to share all of my favorite things that I've been loving in all categories that I could think of for the last 6 months or so. I know that we're going into summer. You can see what I'm wearing. It is hot as hell in New York today. Some of the things I'm gonna be talking about and showing will be more tailored towards winter and fall and spring. So grab yourself a little beverage. I'm sipping on some raspberry lime Spindrift. Let's chat about all of my favorite things from the first 6 months of 2026. I'm gonna start out with my favorite clothes of 2026. I tried my best to look in my closet. I did just clean out my closet in the sense that I just switched it around and put all of my summer things in my closet and all of my very thick winter clothing in storage. So this was not a great idea to film this video after doing that. I should have done that before. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna start with a recent purchase that I have been talking about in my videos. People have been asking me questions about them, and they are the Gap mid-rise, or I think these might be the high-rise, barrel-shaped jorts capri pants. I don't even know what is considered a jort, I know what is considered a capri pant, but a jort is kind of up for debate online, I feel like. I have been wearing these so much since I got them. They are from Gap, as I said. They originally come with a belt, but I didn't like the belt, so I took it off. They are super comfortable. I've been wearing them nonstop. I do this with a lot of my clothes. Once I find something that I really, really love, and I've become more and more, should I say, knowledgeable in my own taste, and I just trust what I like, and I don't try to force things onto myself. I used to do that a lot back in the day. Trends or things that were popular, I couldn't tell whether it was my style or not because I didn't know what my style was. But now, being almost 27, I have really kind of grown into my own style, and I understand a bit more what I like and what I don't like, and I just go in that direction. I don't force things on myself just because they're popular. When I find something I really, really like, you have to force me not to wear it. Like, you have to hide these clothes away from me because I will put them on every single day. And these jorts are an example of that. They're so comfortable. They're really like good, comfortable jeans. They're not too hard and kind of crunchy. I got them in a size 26, which is a size 2 in the short, like petite version, because for reference, I'm 5'1", so I am a short girl, and I really appreciate that Gap makes their clothes in short, regular, and tall. Also, this video is not sponsored by anyone. These are all my opinions, all my things, and I will also mention when things were gifted versus bought. I bought these. I love them. I'm gonna be wearing them so much this entire summer. When I went to London, I didn't get a lot of things just because I wasn't in a shopping mindset. The market that's kind of underground in Shoreditch, I don't know exactly what it's called. There was this one guy with a pretty small stall. It was very simple. There was no decoration. He just had a bunch of racks. Every single piece he had in there was so good, and there were so many things that I wanted to get. The one thing that did fit is this kind of jacket cardigan. It has a suede body in the front, high neck, sleeves, and the back are this brown sweater material, and the brand is called Teddy Smith. Teddy Smith size 3. It has a really nice sort of like brown brassy zipper, and it is the perfect spring jacket sweater thing to just have at any time to throw on. It packs quite small and it is really warm. I love that it has the high neck, so it makes it a little bit more sophisticated and elevated than just it being, I don't know, like a normal collar. A jacket that I wore so much all of winter, all of spring, even fall, is this jacket that I've gotten so many questions about. This jacket is from James Street Co. I don't remember the name of it, but it is in a size extra small. I kind of wish I got it in small just because when layering, it doesn't always allow for a lot of space underneath depending on what I'm trying to layer it with. But this jacket is so well constructed. I'm so happy I got it. I actually got it on sale last summer, I think. It has this sort of layered detail in the back. I wore this so much. I, again, kind of had to stop myself from wearing it because I kept reaching for it. It's just such an easy jacket to style and grab. It's not too voluminous. It transitions well through the seasons. For another jacket, I have talked about this jacket before if you've watched my vlogs. This is a vintage jacket that Yoni thrifted for me. I was not with him. He went into this random store and he was kind of looking around, browsing, and then he saw this jacket and he just could tell that it would fit me, and he was going to text me a picture, but he decided to just trust his intuition and ended up buying it and just surprising me with it when he got home. And I was like, what do you mean you bought me a jacket? That's not really something you would buy for someone else, especially from a thrift store where you can't return it. But somehow this man has insane luck when it comes to vintage thrifting adventures, and he found me the most perfect brown leather jacket. I have worn this so much. I love this jacket, especially because he got it for me. You can wear it like a normal collar, but then you can also wear it, I wear it as a high neck collar like that. It is short, it is cropped, wider sleeve, which makes it really comfortable and also really easy to layer sweaters underneath. Wilson's Adventure Bound Originals, guaranteed quality by Wilson's, size medium. This is the label. Yeah, this is I think this is a one of one, but I had to share it because it is truly a favorite. And the leather also is like, it's soft. I love her. I have so many Still Here jeans. I have their everyday jean. I have their cool jeans. I have their cool shorts. And the last one that I added to my collection is the Still Here sport jean. Low, I would say pretty low-waisted, like mid-rise, low-rise. They have this really nice, clean waistline or waistband. Some oversized pockets, and then the bottom is scrunched like this, hence the name sport jean. And you can wear them loose, so they are just like a wide pant at the bottom. However, because I am short, their jeans do tend to run long on me, and most of the time, like all my other pants from them, I have gotten tailored. Because these have this scrunch detail, I'm trying to figure out if I can find a tailor who can remove the cord and kind of redo this whole bottom, but while taking down some of the length. I don't know, TBD on that. I have worn these so much. I love them. There's something about Still Here jeans. Their material is like no other brand new pair of jeans. They're very unique. And this is the pear color. I have nothing else like this in my closet. And I just knew I would wear it a lot, and I did. I got these back in November. I wore them all through the winter, all through the spring. Another pair of jeans that I wore a lot this winter are from Banana Republic. I will say more like spring. Anything that I talked about in this video, I will make a specific collection on my ShopMy so that you can easily find all the links of the things that I can link over there. These jeans, I worked with Banana Republic back in March, I think. One of the pieces that I chose was these jeans. And I did not know at the time that these jeans were gonna be my most worn jeans of the entire spring. These jeans to me are almost like sweatpants, which is why I wore them so much. I also loved the wash because the wash itself is kind of not a true blue. On camera, it looks kind of green. It's a very specific dark wash without it being indigo, which I liked. They are quite wide and sometimes a little bit too wide. So for some people, might not be your style, but I love these so much. And every single time I wore them, I was asked where they were from. A pair of pants that I also wore pretty much all of winter, but specifically at home, are these Lisette Pointel, I don't even know what to call these, like wide-legged comfy pants. I did not think I was gonna love these and live in these as much as I did, but I really wanted to find a pair of pants that was not sweatpants but would feel similar to a sweatpant, and I would think of them similarly. And I also loved that they were cropped and wide at the bottom. If you get these, just know you can't put them in the dryer and you have to hang them dry every single time you wash them. And I wear these pretty much every day, so obviously I have to wash them quite often. In a similar bucket of clothing, I have this other pointel. Somehow I got into pointel at a moment this past year. These are from a brand that I love dearly. Talked about them many times. It's called Le Bon Shop. This is a little gray outfit, little gray set that I wear at home all the time. These are gathered at the bottom. This is a size medium. I definitely could have gotten a size small. Maybe it was sold out at the time. Whenever I wear these, I do have to tuck the top and the bottom is still a little bit long, but I truly only wear these at home. They are everything that you would want in a sweatpant, but just a little bit less thick. I find a lot of sweatpants to just be too thick. In the same material, I also got this very cute t-shirt that I wear at home, and I also wear this one out. I wear this guy a lot. I did have to cut the bottom because the original comes with a seam and the shirt was quite big, so I just trimmed it myself. And continuing to talk about Le Bon Shop, it is one of my favorite brands. They have the most perfect, good quality basics you will find. These I did get, I think, last summer, and I have worn them through the winter, through the spring. Now I'm gonna wear them into the summer. If you are wondering where to get really good quality, perfect silhouette, perfect cut t-shirts, look no further than Le Bon Shop. In the blue, I wore this so much last summer. I have it in the red, and I also have it in the white, but it is in the wash, so I can't show you. They fit true to size. I think I wear a small. Now, I do have a few pieces that I got in Mexico, so these I can't link for you. If you do end up going to Mexico City, then you can go to some of these shops. I have this poncho that I bought in 3 different colors because I was impulsive and I was like, you know what? I don't know when I'm gonna come to Mexico City again. 100% cotton knitted ponchos from this brand called Proyecto Rufina, and they have a bunch of stores all over the city. I got them in 3 different colors, and I've been wearing all 3 colors so much. A poncho, I have come to realize, is probably the most versatile piece of clothing to have in your closet for spring and summer. When you need something elevated, something different, a little unique, to easily pack into a bag. Like, this is so small that if I'm wearing it and for some reason it gets too hot and I need to take it out, I can put it in my bag easily, and then I can take it back out and put it back on. Because of the high neck cut like this that ponchos tend to have, it elevates every outfit and it makes it feel a little bit more dressed up. And it has this triangle cut at the bottom. If you can get your hands on these ones or any poncho, vintage, new, you will not regret that purchase. I am a big flannel girl. I love wearing flannels in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, in the winter. They really can transverse all seasons. This one I got from Goodbye Folk Vintage in Mexico City. I love a flannel. It's just so versatile. It's so comfortable. Yeah, it's very me. I love wearing flannels. Lastly, for clothes, I had to incorporate this vintage 3/4 length sleeve little button-up shirt because I have worn this so much. It's another one of those pieces that I kind of have to force myself to not wear as much as I do, because all I want to do every time I see it in my closet is just put it on. I got this vintage from Depop. The brand is Dress Barn, size small, made in El Salvador. Now, when it comes to shoes, I only have 2 pairs to mention for the fall and winter. I have to mention my pair of boots from Frida Salvador that I have worn all of this past winter and the winter before that. These have taken me through 2 full winters. I did just get them soled and taken care of at the cobbler, so they're in a really good condition. I love these. There's nothing much that I can say except that I wear them so much. They are my go-to, if not my only, actually. They're my only boot that I wear all winter, and I've never felt the need to get any other one. And now for a more seasonal spring into summer shoe. The amount of questions that I have received over these loafers in any piece of content that I have posted, whether it's on my Instagram, on Yoni's Instagram, on my YouTube videos, is about these loafers. These are from Flattered. I have never really seen this brand before. I actually got an ad for these on Instagram and it kept haunting me. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just get them, and have not parted with them since. They are the perfect seamless, super soft leather. That's why they're a little bit more expensive. The leather comes soft from the very beginning, so there's no breaking in. I have worn these so much, you can already tell. I should probably take these to the cobbler as well if I want them to survive through this summer. The way that I wear shoes, I will not have a pair of loafers survive longer than 1 year. I always usually get loafers that are already soft and that have a really thin seam and a really low profile. I don't like a loafer that is too hard and it kind of is like a shell when you put your foot in. I like a loafer that is really soft and that molds to your foot, and these are exactly that. When it comes to clothes, I cannot not talk about my bandanas. I get a lot of questions on how I wear my bandanas. Where do I get my bandanas? I actually made a video on Instagram on how I tie my bandanas, so you can watch that if you want. I think they are the perfect way to zhuzh up an outfit if you feel like your outfit is falling flat. I actually thought about wearing this bandana, which is why it's still tied. Bandana just adds a point of interest to an outfit. Your head is something that oftentimes we don't think about when it comes to putting together an outfit. We often think of what is the top, what are the bottoms, what are the shoes, what is the bag, and we kind of end there. But then you have jewelry, you have sunglasses, you have bandanas or hats. This one I got at a flea market. This one I got from ThredUp. This one I got in Japan. It is a vintage made in the USA bandana. I love this one so much. This one I got at a vintage shop in New York. And this is another one that I got at a vintage shop in Brooklyn. 100% cotton. I will say the cotton ones, as in the classic bandanas, these ones right here, will be the ones that you will not have trouble with slipping off your head because they do have grip. The silky ones like this one, I do have other silky ones, also this one. This style of a scarf will slip off of your head a lot easier, and you might have to use pins, or if you do the pirate mode, like the one that I just did earlier, that one stays in place quite well. And last but not least, I have worn this belt from Massimo Dutti that I actually got, I think, in 2024. I bought it and I just didn't really wear it that often. I decided, thankfully, to not get rid of it, even though I wasn't wearing it very much, because this past spring, I had to stop myself from putting this belt on with every pair of jeans that I own. It's a really nice thickness. I've realized I prefer a thicker belt rather than a medium to, definitely not a thin belt. I don't know what was going on when those were kind of having a moment a while ago, but I love a thick belt. I also really like the leather quality of it. Works really well just with all the pieces and the different jeans and pants that I have in my closet. And I really like this distressed, very large buckle. It just adds a point of interest into your outfit very easily. Since I've been wearing this so much, I have been on the lookout for more belts like this one. Another thing that I get asked about all the time is my jewelry. So it's kind of hard for me to tell you where it's from because it is mostly from Mexico. I have my hoop earrings from Mexico. You can find these anywhere. Majuri has them. Many jewelry brands have them. This is my Aura ring that I love, but I have had this for a while now, over a year. Then I have my wedding ring, this ring that has become my everyday favorite ring. I wear it basically like it's part of my hand at this point. I got this from the jewelry center in Centro Histórico in Mexico City. And I also got this bracelet in Mexico City from another jewelry place in Zona Rosa. I don't know what this style is called, but both of them are sterling silver. Everything that I got in Mexico City is sterling silver. This necklace is from Kata. It is also a vintage necklace, so you can't really find this exact one. If you are in New York and if you're looking to get some good jewelry, Kata is a great place. Let's talk about some home stuff. If you've spent enough time on Pinterest looking at home decor and bathroom decor, but in general home decor, there's no way that you've never come across Tekla towels. Maybe without even realizing, you have seen Tekla towels at least once, I guarantee it. And I was really skeptical on whether or not I should get some myself. I have been thinking about it before. I just thought, you know what? Let me see what the hype is all about. I actually got my friend some Tekla towels for Christmas and she really liked them, and I got some for myself as well. And I will say, they are really soft. Like, you don't really purchase towels that many times. You're going to purchase a towel one time and then you're gonna rewash it. So why not get some fun towels that are going to add a pop of color or pattern into your bathroom? There is something about the Tekla towels that is just sauce. It adds sauce into a bathroom. Now, another home sort of textile that I wanted to talk about is my IKEA coverlet, I think is what this is called, bed coverlet. This is basically a blanket that you put on top of your bed. You can cover the entire bed with it. You can cover just the duvet part and still see like your pillows and everything. It came out at some point last year and it kind of reminded me of Japanese denim, or like Japanese indigo denim. And I really liked how all the different shades of blue were stitched together. I just think it's fun to have something to add on top of your bed that is not just your duvet cover, that you can easily switch it up and you can mix it with different duvet covers and different colors that you have, which also brings me to some of my favorite sheets that I got from Bed Threads. There are these really beautiful purple sheets that I was so surprised at myself that I was into, and then I paired it with this sort of chartreusey, mossy green bottom sheet on the mattress, and that combination is just so good. And those sheets are also such high quality. They are linen sheets. I only sleep in linen mostly, and I just love the look of linen, and Bed Threads has some really beautiful colors. In the last 6 months, I would say we have made a lot of changes in our apartment, and we have finally filled it up with more stuff, and we have decorated it a lot more. But I did want to show you two of my favorite art decor, wall art things that I really love dearly. One of them has to be this guy right here. This is my favorite find, probably of all time. Framed tile art. These are two tiles. I don't know where they're from, who made them, but they are so beautiful. The colors, the turquoise, the reds, the greens. What I really loved about this is not just the tile, but also the fact that it has this very thick wood frame. I've loved this piece ever since. It is one of my favorites. I will never, ever, ever part with this. I will keep this and try to keep it forever if I can. I got this from Dobbin Street Vintage, which is a store. There are two locations. One is in Williamsburg and one is in Greenpoint. I do think that the Greenpoint location is better and has better selections, and I found this and the next piece that I'm gonna show you at the Greenpoint location. This piece I also got from there, and I love it so much. It is, I believe, a lithograph, which is a style of etching, or it's not, I don't know how to explain it, but I believe it is a lithograph. You can look up what it means. I like the colors, I like the matting a lot. I also would like that it's a square, but right now it lives in our kitchen. I cannot not talk about my mugs. These are my most used mugs. They're made by my dear friend Taya, who you've seen in my videos. She is just the best and she is so talented. I would say 70% of the mugs that I have are made by her. I use this mug all the time for my coffee. It is the perfect size for how I like my coffee with 2 shots. And this is my tea mug because it is bigger and it's just so beautiful. Her glazing and the color choices. I also have to talk about this plate that I got in Mexico City from this market that I will put on screen. There's this whole story behind this plate that if you watch my Mexico video, which if you haven't, you should. I specifically got this plate and found this plate because one of the restaurants that we went to in Mexico City many times for breakfast, where they have the greatest chilaquiles of my life, called Amanda. She serves a lot of her food on these exact plates, and I asked her, where can I get some of these plates? She told me she actually has a big collection of ceramics. She can bring it. She ended up forgetting. Long story short, that is how I came across this plate. And now I'm actually really sad that I only got one. I don't know why I only got one. I should have gotten more. And I want to get so many more like unique one-of-one plates. I'm so tired of having a plate set of like 6 white plates and 6 white bowls. That's just so boring to me. Having funky plates is so underrated. And also from Mexico, I got these plates, which are really useful because they're very light. I got these from a store called Utilitario Mexicano, and they have a bunch of these style of serveware, some bigger, some smaller. They really don't take a lot of space, and they are just fun and easy to use. And we actually use them a lot more than I thought I would. Sometimes I use them just for prepping, like when I'm meal prepping, and I just make piles of like little vegetables or things that I'm cutting. They're very versatile. You guys know I'm obsessed with my coffee, and I love my coffee so much. I will not buy coffee out because most of the time, not even to be extra snobby about it, but most of the time the coffee out is not as good as the coffee I make at home. The only time I get coffee out is if I am meeting a friend for coffee. I don't know, I'm trying to get like the cafe ambiance, but outside of that, I will make my own coffee at home. If I'm going to go outside for a walk, I will not purchase coffee out. I'm just going to make my own coffee at home and put it in my to-go cup. This one is from Quinto. I got 2 so that both Yoni and I could have our coffees on our little coffee walk. It does come with a lid on top, but I couldn't find it. Speaking of coffee, I've been wanting to film this video for a while, and I specifically saved these coffee bags so I could talk about my favorite coffee beans, or some of my favorite coffee beans. This brand right here, Metric Coffee, I believe somebody said they're from Chicago, but maybe I could be wrong or remembering wrong. But Metric Coffee, such delicious coffee. Both of these left an impression on me enough to want to keep the bags for whenever I was going to film this video, which should tell you how much I really love these beans. I purchased these from Beans with the Z.com. That website has a really good variety of roasters from all over the US. They only ship really freshly roasted coffee, which is what you want. You want the coffee that is sitting on your shelf to be as freshly roasted as possible. You do not want it to be roasted from 6 months ago. I also need to mention my tea. I have drank almost done. I bought a huge bag of this Numi tea, I think it's Numi Rooibos chai. This is so delicious. It's my favorite tea of all time. Oh, you can see like all of the spices in there. I've specifically purchased the tea, like the big tea bag, the loose leaf tea bag from the store directly online, and it's a huge bag. It's probably supposed to last you like 100 teas, and this is how much I have left. It does come in single tea bags. However, when you buy the big loose leaf quantity, it comes with all of the spices, as you can see inside, and it makes such a difference, and it tastes way better. We're gonna go in a little bit of a different category now, because it would not be a favorites video without talking about a few food related items, okay? So I just looked in my fridge right now, and I looked at what are the things that I always have in my fridge or have had in my fridge for the last 6 months that if I ran out of, I would replace. I got a few goodies. There's obviously many things, many favorites. I'm actually gonna be filming a what I eat in a week video quite soon after this, so stay tuned for that because I'm really excited for all of the summer recipes. When it comes to products specifically that are some favorites, I have to mention the Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. There are so many of these. They have so many different flavors. The ones that I have tried so far and have loved are the sweet honey and the sweet pineapple. I reach for them anytime that I'm making rice with chicken or a noodle dish. I put it all over my bowl, and other times I just do a little dollop on each bite of whatever I'm eating. You can also use them as a marinade. Delicious. I also can't not talk about my Ayo mayo. If you don't know about this, I don't know how you don't know about this. My girl Molly Boz, she is such an inspiration to me. I have both of her cookbooks. I love her recipes. This is their miso mayo. It is actually not my favorite, but this is the one that I have in the fridge. My favorite is their dill pickle mayo. You gotta try it. It's like insane. It tastes like a McChicken sauce. If you grew up with going and getting McChickens from McDonald's, the dill pickle mayo tastes like McChicken sauce in the best way. Another thing that I can't not talk about is the Trader Joe's hot and spicy jalapenos. You know how many times I have used these in most recipes and how many times I've talked about them in my food videos, so I had to put them in my favorites. But these are my favorites, like, of the last, I don't know, 3 years since they've had them. They are amazing. I put them on my eggs every morning. I chop them up and put it in a salad. I use the marinade, like the sauce that they are pickled in. I use that to make dressings, to put it, again, in like a chicken marinade, or to deglaze a pan if I'm making some sort of like pasta sauce. I use it in everything. It's delicious, and they're really not too sweet. They're not too spicy. Last but not least, when it comes to food, I had to mention the Belinsky chicken breakfast sausages. I eat these every single morning, and I love them because they are not super processed. All the ingredients are organic, not a lot of ingredients. It's simple. It's just spices and ground chicken, a lot of protein. I eat about 4 of these every morning, and they're really yummy. I love them. If you find them at your store, you should try them. Okay, for a few beauty favorites for my hair, I have been using the Crown Affair Moisturizing Duo or Hydrating Duo, the shampoo and the conditioner. Love these guys. My hair tends to be quite frizzy, and now that we're getting into some summer weather in New York that comes with a lot of humidity, and my hair is very reactive and it gets quite frizzy and poofy, and that just means I need to make sure that my hair is as hydrated as possible. Also from Crown Affair, my post-wash treatments, I have been using the Crown Affair leave-in conditioner. I put this in right out of my shower. I've learned putting in either a leave-in conditioner, but also not rinsing out the conditioner completely is going to keep your hair moisturized, and having that product in is also going to kind of like weigh it down and keep it all together from just going everywhere. And for my actual hair texture, I have like a little bit of a wave, and I've been using this smoothing air dry cream. I love this, and I also love the Crown Affair air dry texturizing mousse. I just don't have any anymore because I ran out. I just love everything from Crown Affair, to be honest, and again, this is not sponsored. I just really love their products, and they work really well with my hair. Now for some face things, I have loved the Edam, I think that's how you pronounce it, Edam Butter Mochi Lip Softening Balm. I love this so much. It also lasts a really long time. I like that it is not sticky, and it really does moisturize my lips. For my skin, I love using this Caudalie Vino Perfect for dark spots. I do have quite a few scars on my cheeks from acne back in the day. Thankfully, I don't have any more of that, but it did leave me with a lot of scars and pigmentation. So I use this only at night. And more recently, I started using this True Botanicals Cleansing Balm. They did send me this, and I've been really liking it, especially now that I'm wearing a lot more sunscreen, now that it's super sunny out all the time, and I'm also spending a lot more time outside. And at the end of the day, after all the sweat, the sunscreen, the dirt outside, I really want to make sure that I'm cleansing my face. So I've been using that cleansing balm before using my face wash. I also wanted to talk about some fragrance because this brand Lore has very kindly sent me their perfumes. This one is the Lovely and a Little Twisted. It's more like an everyday lighter, cleaner, fresher smell, if that makes sense. But then the somewhere but nowhere scent is a bit more special, darker, heavier, more sophisticated. And now for a few non-product things that I kind of wanted to talk about as favorites of the last 6 months. I wanted to talk about travel because I did get to go to a few places in the first 6 months of the year, and they were not planned until kind of impulsively or work trips that came up. We did go to Mexico, and I would say Mexico City really is what people say that it is. It is so beautiful. People are so nice. People are so kind. Obviously, I was only there for a few days. I only experienced as much as I could. I also didn't know anybody there personally to be more of like into the local scene. But I want to go back so bad. I want to take my mom there. The food was incredible, and it's such a special place, and I cannot wait to be back. We also went to Scotland. It was an amazing opportunity getting to go to Scotland and getting to create videos in Scotland. I will say it was not on my to travel list. It wasn't a place that I was very familiar with, but then getting the opportunity to go, it was such a gift, especially going to the Scottish Highlands. If you have not seen the Highlands video, I don't think I can actually put into words how that trip made me feel and how that trip really was. You have to watch the video. I have never experienced travel in that way before. I have never seen such a beautiful place before with my own eyes, something that is so dramatic and so powerful and so beautiful and so sort of like rough around the edges because of the weather, because of the driving, because of the grandness of everything. It's just really, really, really left an impression on me, and I recommend it to everybody. You should go to Scotland, and it should be on your travel list 100%. And I also want to talk about some music and some media. I would say in the last year to also 6 months, I have had kind of a reawakening of my music taste, or just like the type of music that I like. I have just had a lot of discoveries when it comes to music that I like, and really understanding what music I like and what that music is, and just leaning into it. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the genre is, but some of the artists that I could think of that I have listened to a lot in the last 6 months and a while before that are Fleetwood Mac. I have become a Fleetwood Mac like avid listener. They were in my Spotify Wrapped, I think they were my like top artists and top albums and top songs. Love Fleetwood Mac so much. Off of learning more about them and listening more to their music, I actually got into a lot of recommendations of other artists and other groups that are similar, whether they are similar by sound or from the same time period. So that's also how I discovered America. I have also played their music a lot. It's like this style of like old American kind of rock, but it's not really rock. I don't know what the genre is. I wish that I could tell you what it is. Maybe you can tell me what it is. I've listened to a lot of Foreigner. Love Foreigner. This specific song I wrote down here called Trouble Always Finds Me by Yellow House. That kind of a song, kind of a music, if you play it on Spotify right now, you would get the vibe that I'm talking about. If you're wondering what I've been listening to at the gym, or if you need any sort of gym music, workout music inspo, I have been listening to a lot of 50 Cent radio specifically, because then it gives you other songs that are similar to 50 Cent. But that's what I get into when I go to the gym, specifically his older songs, like his first albums. My favorite TV shows of the last 6 months that I could think of. I watch a lot of TV shows in general. The new season of Beef came out not that long ago. I think it was maybe a month or two ago. I loved the first season. The second season was even more of everything. It was more characters, it was more layers, it was just more of everything, and it was so freaking good. I loved the second season. I ate it up. I think I watched it within 2 days. So I highly recommend it if you need like a good limited series, 8-episode watch. Beef season 2, amazing. Another one on Apple TV is called Widow's Bay. I have not finished this. I don't know if they finished putting out the episodes, but if you are into kind of like spooky, not American Horror Story scary by any means, but it's still kind of scary and sort of like eerie. And if you're into coastal town drama and like coastal town stories, this one will be for you. And then lastly, this one is an odd one. It's definitely not for everybody, but I found it really touched me, and it was odd, but in a good way. DTF St. Louis off of HBO. The show is really odd in a lot of ways. You don't know what's happening. You don't know how things are related to each other. You're really taken on a ride trying to piece the puzzle together while everybody's also trying to piece it together. Again, limited series. It's kind of a whodunit, but it also touches on so many different points of life, of relationships, of identity, of love. I thought it was a really interesting show. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it online. I say give it a chance because I recommend it to a lot of people. I thought it was quite a special show and the acting was really good. I think one of the last things that I'm gonna say of my favorites from 2026 has to be the fact that I've worked out and been healthy and have stayed consistent with cooking at home, eating at home, also going to the gym and staying active and keeping up with my fitness goals and my health goals for the last 6 months in a way that I don't think I ever have for this long. And I still enjoy going out, and I still enjoy having dinner out or eating brunch, or my parents were in town last week and we ate all over town and didn't cook at home at all, and it wasn't a big deal. And then now I'm back into cooking at home and I'm back into the gym, even though I missed the last 3 workouts that I had planned. It's not a big deal. I've really exercised the muscle of staying in a routine when it comes to that area of my life and letting it get off track and getting back on track, whether it's going to London, going to Scotland, going to Mexico, having people in town, getting busy, whatever it is, prioritizing it as much as possible, but also not being too rigid or too obsessed. I'm really proud of myself, and I would say that is one of my favorite things that I was able to do consistently and stick with for the last 6 months since the beginning of the year. That's kind of all my favorites that I could think about off the top of my head. There's definitely things that I have left out. This video, I don't even know. I think I've been recording for like 2 hours at this point, so good luck to me editing this after. I have had a very fun 6 months of 2026. We are at the halfway point. It's about to be my birthday. I am turning 27. I am trying to film a birthday video, maybe. I don't know. I feel really good about life and everything. I love living in Brooklyn. That's another favorite of mine, living where we do, being in the neighborhood that we are, creating this life of ours and building it with our community and our friends and work, career, home, routines, like everything. It just really feels good. And I'm really grateful for all of you for supporting me and for coming back to share this space together. Thank you so much for watching. And let me know if you also liked these types of videos, because I could do more sit-down videos. I just am so comfortable with doing vlogs. Sometimes I forget this is even an option. So with that said, I will see you guys very soon. Bye.